Hey, welcome back to the show. Joining me now, Penny Wilson with Eating for Performance. Penny, we get to talk to you once a week, and you always have great information. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good.
So let's talk about your business, Eating for Performance. Let's let everybody know what it's all about, because you've told me before people have intestinal issues. They can't quite identify them, but there's a starting point, and you guys do a great job of helping people identify that.
Right. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, and I've got a PhD in kinesiology, so I have a really deep understanding of how food works in the body. So Eating for Performance is my practice, and what I do is I work with people to help them eat better. Specifically, I work with folks who have digestive issues that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but if we're not digesting our food, we're not getting the nutrition out of it.
For sure. And I mean, obviously gluten seems to be at the forefront of a lot of this right now. There's a lot of people that are aware of it. There's other things, obviously, aside from that. But is that a big thing that you deal with? Even if people are like, I don't know if it's gluten or not, but you can kind of narrow it down and find out if it is gluten or what it may be. What are some of the other factors?
Yeah, a lot of people will say, well, I've cut gluten out and I'm still having symptoms. A lot of people think that cutting gluten out is going to be a cure-all, and it's not. It could be that you're reacting to gluten, it could be you're reacting to dairy, it could be nuts, it could be a whole bunch of different things. So one of the things that I do is work with people to figure out exactly what foods are causing their problems.
So to do that, though, is it in a controlled environment, or you say, let's have you avoid this food for a week, let your body adjust and see if there's a change, introduce this? I mean, how does it work? Because it's probably a relatively simple process to start to narrow it down.
Yeah, I have two main approaches that I use, and one is food sensitivity testing, and that's a blood test. So we get some blood drawn, send it to the lab, that gets tested, and it comes back and tells us which foods that you're highly reactive for and are medium and low. And then I also use a program called FODMAPs, which are some sugars that a lot of people have problems digesting. So we pull those out and then challenge with them and re-add them back in. And using those two tools together really helps us zero in and figure out what foods are causing your problems.
So if you're having issues, your digestive tract obviously gets damaged to some extent. How do you go about the process of restoring that?
Yeah, there's actually a protocol that's the 5R protocol that I use, and it's remove, which is what we've been talking about, getting out the foods that may be causing the damage, replacing, so if we have some digestive enzymes that maybe our bodies aren't making enough of, so we can't digest our food, repair if there's damage, getting that repaired, re-inoculating, and then rebalancing our lives.
The 5 R's.
The 5 R's.
And you can probably restore the digestive tract to a point where the people feel fine and it continues to work the way that it's supposed to work.
That's the goal.
Okay, so programs, you have special programs to help people take control of these issues. What are some of those programs?
Right, I've got one that I'll be starting again right after Labor Day called the Happy Tummy Bunch. And it's an online program, so even people who aren't here can still join in. And it's based on FODMAPs. So we go through an elimination phase, then we go through a challenge phase, and by the end of the 8 weeks, you have a really good idea of what foods you can and can't eat, and then we can move forward from there. But it's a really great starting place.
Okay, so you have, I want you to tell me about, you're working with a group of other Vail Valley health professionals on another project too. What's that one? Right.
Another project I'm involved in is with Kent Lambrecht, who owns Vail Valley Pharmacy, Jessica Waklinski, who is a counselor in town, and Kara Overcast, who's a trainer in town. And we've come together and are really focusing on stress and how stress impacts the whole body, and stress has big impacts on the digestive tract. So we're coming together to do some talks, and we have a 2-day seminar series that's coming up on August 24th and 25th, where we're going to dive into that in depth. So if you want more information, you can contact me, or you can contact Kent at Vail Valley Pharmacy as well.
Sounds good, Penny. We can also go to your website, eatingforperformance.com. Your phone number, 713-822-8500. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks.
We're going to take it to Ken live up in Beaver Creek. He's going to give you a look at that weather forecast for the day next.